What is up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more esports talk. Also hope any of you guys who are celebrating are enjoying your Thanksgiving break so far. We bring you breaking news as of a few weeks back, but actually some news brought to us by the comment section, which is again why I always ask you guys, if you want to leave a comment, hit my DMs. It's because of any of you guys out there that I get video ideas like this one. That being 2 stories finally coming together. Actually, when you think about it, 3 stories coming together. That being, yes, FaZe Clan has now been proven not to be the only profitable esports organization here in gaming. If you guys remember, we've covered FaZe Clan plenty of times on this channel for a wide variety of reasons. I'm not trying to call them out. It's just kind of a newsworthy piece out there to know that other esports organizations, as I'm sure you guys probably safely assumed, yes, there are some and kind of the slipping through the seams out there that actually are profitable besides that of FaZe Clan. It was actually FaZe Banks a while back claiming that it was only FaZe Clan to be profiting in esports.
We're just now profitable. So we're the only, by the way, the only esports organization in the world that's profitable. Wow. That bitch. Congrats.
And now, thanks to public financial record out there, we can actually prove that's just simply not true. Now, I'm sure you guys are not surprised by this because there are so many esports organizations. Surely some of them, besides FaZe Clan, are doing some things at least a little right to make some sort of money out there. And actually brought to us another video we covered here on the channel was the LG financials. Luminosity Gaming indeed has joined that list of profitable esports organizations, although I will make several points to FaZe Clan's, to their side of things, guys. When it comes to actually making a lot of money or actually having very profitable months or very profitable moments in times in esports, Luminosity Gaming is far less than what FaZe Clan has probably had in certain months in terms of revenue and profit. Although profit is profit, and thus proving FaZe Banks and FaZe Clan wrong, they are not the only profitable esports organizations, and I'm sure there are quite a few more out there. On top of this, Luminosity Gaming, following their merger with Enthusiast Gaming, who by the way keeps all their financials as public records as a result of this merger, we did find out not only in 2016 but also this past year in 2018, Luminosity Gaming, they too made profit. Now, it was not much, actually stretching back to 2016, right around $1 million, and this past year in 2018, it was much less than that, but hey, profit is profit. FaZe was not necessarily telling the truth, which again, it's not that big of a deal. And also to FaZe's point, when it comes to esports organizations that are the most worth, when it comes time for valuations, we talked about this. We talked about our top 13 esports orgs for 2019, all the way up to Cloud9 and TSM and Liquid, all worth $300 million plus. FaZe Clan, though, was also a top 5 team and org themselves at a $240 million valuation and a pretty solid revenue stream compared to other esports orgs. So again, to attest to FaZe Clan, what they're doing as a brand, it's been amazing, but to call them out a little bit as well, because certainly if Luminosity Gaming is making money, then other teams out there quite possibly could be as well. You have to remember, though, a lot of these organizations are not profitable because they're shelling out huge amounts of cash for Overwatch League, Call of Duty League, potential CSGO leagues, and League of Legends, LEC, LCS, all of their leagues, and that's a huge price to pay, especially when we take another peek at Luminosity Gaming's revenue and profit. Well, it's not much. It is profit, but it's still not much, and you also need to make note, and this really worries me for all you LG fans who are possibly watching right now, as compared to FaZe, who I'm not really worried about. Their brand and following is so solid. Their impressions, their sponsorship is probably a numerous amount of money compared to Luminosity Gaming. And you look back to the years where they actually made profit, and that's where it does get very worrying. It's a telltale sign of what might be their future of not making any money at all and actually losing a lot, because you stretch back to 2016 when, by the way, they had the single best Brazilian CSGO roster luckily fall into their arms. And you'll notice as well their biggest forms of revenue throughout 2016, which led to them being a profitable esports organization, that being sales and that being the ultimate buyout of that CSGO roster, is why they profited during 2016. Eventually in 2017, they had a net loss. In 2018, why they made money? Because they found their niche in Fortnite streaming. Again, the biggest and best game out there, I would say, in explosive power and viewership and player base throughout 2018 and majority of 2019 was that of Fortnite, and they found their niche on capitalizing on Fortnite streamers. And so when it comes time for 2019, I am very worried for Luminosity Gaming, because this is a team that's pulling in just over $3 million in revenue, which, by the way, over 60% comes from Fortnite streamers, a game which, by the way, is slowly dying. But when you bring in a revenue of just over $3 million, 60% of that comes from Fortnite streamers alone. Again, a dying game. It could have a prolonged future. But get this, Luminosity Gaming, during their merger with Enthusiast Gaming, they've now dropped 25 million plus salaries of 7 to 10 players, 50K minimum salaries plus benefits, housing, food, and travel, all in one go for Call of Duty League. Yes, This is what ultimately worries me when these financials do go public. You have a clear organization out there who is bringing in just over $3 million and then drops likely close to $30 million in total on Call of Duty League, which, by the way, will take at the very least 5 years, if not, statistically speaking, even more than that, just to pay back that single debt. And that is what worries me. That's not what worries me when it comes to 100 Thieves and FaZe Clan. They're doing a lot of great things out there. Heck, FaZe Clan has about 65 different merch drops dropping this year alone. Meanwhile, LG is taking a huge investment after a merger and going after Call of Duty League, the least proven league right now in esports. And so I know I totally shifted the tide from calling out FaZe Clan for a FaZe Banks lie. Of course, LG has now proven that yes, some esports organizations can make money some years, but when you make moves like this, you're not going to be making money for a long time, and that's why ultimately I'm still very worried about other esports orgs out there. Huge congrats still to LG, because there are obviously probably a few other sleeper orgs that maybe avoid franchise leagues that can also make money by finding their niches like they did with Fortnite streamers, but it's definitely a very wary time to be in esports right now. And yes, FaZe Clan might not be your only profitable esports organization, but they still very well could be your most prolonged future one, making the smart investments now and the smart choices now to benefit later on. Until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy breaking down esports and gaming news here all day long. Until then, take care. I'll see you guys back here sometime today, tomorrow, you know.